Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're jumping back into our game with early age Yomi in Ringworld, and it is turn 40. So, let's see what's happening. We're casting Arcane Probing. We have not found anything here. We'll just click through these real fast. Okay, we summoned a Dai Tengu. We found a magic site here, Battlefield, so I think that's a Death 1 site. And apparently our luck is going to continue with site searching, because on Quinton 5 we found 3 sites. An Earthblood Seepage, a Bone Door Tower, and an Enchanted Tower. So that's 4 gems. Sweet. You gotta search all those lands, man. Gotta find them all. Okay, and we have a battle in Zabalba. And this, we haven't been talking too much about what's been going on, but I think I kind of omitted this part. But Lanka has moved in his demon armies and his raven. He used this raven to claim a throne a hot minute ago. And then, yeah, now we're going to fight Zabalba. I think this is Zabalba's god here. So fire 2, death 2, blood 6. I imagine that was for like a Killy Bless. Blood surge and attack. Cool. It's not a bad idea. Zabalba has some Ozelots. I think he's been blood hunting his capital, which is always tricky. He's got a fair amount of mages. I'm not sure what they're going to do. It's a little dangerous for a Pretender God to jump in the back line here, and that's primarily just because these guys have Break the First Soul, which is pretty good against super combatants. But we'll see what happens. On this side, Lanka has his Palankshas, which you've seen. Pretty good stats all around, good attack and defense, a lot of HP, size 3, so you can put 2 per square. Just a really solid unit. But he also, you can see now, has these Rakshasa warriors, which are very, very similar to the Palanksha. They don't have a buckler. These guys have a buckler, but neither of them have hats. These guys have a natural protection of 5. These guys have a natural protection of 6, which is a little better, but no hats still. They're susceptible to fire. These guys are not susceptible to fire. So as you shift into a blood economy, your blood summons are weak to fire, which is kind of weird because it's a heat-favoring nation. So that's I think it's kind of cool though. But anyway, fortunately our bless has heat resistance. So I imagine we're going to be doing a Divine Blessing here. Now the biggest danger is they fill up this little entryway. He's got some crossbow, which are going to land back here, and the Aussies come out, but they are probably not going to have very good fates. Because basically 1 or 2 hits from one of these Rakshasa warriors and the Aussie goes down. And we have just far superior numbers, so it's far more likely we're going to get a hit off than they do. Are these guys regenerating somehow? Oh, maybe he did Gift of the First Soul to give him regeneration? I'm not sure. Okay, now we have kind of the exact situation we wanted to avoid, which is a bunch of demons piled up behind a wall. But fortunately, I think in this case, some of the thugs have snuck through. So we've got this guy with the stone bird. We've got Redrum, the Raven of the Underworld, who has a Crown of Lead, a Ring of Regeneration, and a Woundfiend amulet. And in enemy dominion, he's got a -9. This is like heavy enemy dominion. Right, so he's lost almost all of his base HP, but you can see he's still sitting on top of a very nice HP reserve of 369, and with that he'll be regenerating a very large amount. So he's regenerating. He's got fear. He's got fire shield, iron skin. I'm not sure what else he has, but yeah, he's gonna be pretty gnarly. So let's go and unpause it here. I don't think he attacks for much, though. Yeah, the 1 damage attacks, thanks to his 1 strength. Part of this is actually from the Dominion penalty, but anyway, it's very not impressive too, just from... even if he's in friendly Dominion. Okay, so now the Raven is really getting up in there, and he is doing Break the First Soul, which is really good, actually. We can see it apparently does kind of like it. We do have Profuse Bleeding, which is what comes from Break the First Soul, and it's going to potentially cause this guy to fatigue out, and take percent HP damage. The thing is, we've got a few of these little monkeys in our Soul Vortex aura, and if we get a few more, we will probably be reinvigorating for more than the Profuse Bleeding is causing. Okay, it's already gone away, actually. And these thugs, you can see, are doing really good work. If we didn't have the thugs, it's very possible this battle could have gone the other way entirely, because they're casting Final Rest, which has a chance to just flat out kill these guys, I think. And, yeah, anyway. So we've almost got all their leaders, and then these guys are about to start melting without any magical leadership. I don't think he's routed yet, but... yeah, okay, there it goes. So, anyway, now Zabalba is ours as well. So we are now in possession of 2 capitals, and Zabalba losing... Okay, so there's an event that happened here. We knew this was potentially going to happen. If you fort it, or I forget what it was, there's a criteria for causing this, but basically necromancers come, they kill the entire population, and then they're going to send in a bunch of undead, including these whites, which are pretty sick. So, anyway, they wipe out the PD. We're attacking here too. I'm not actually sure how this is going to go. We might actually lose this guy. I don't think I expected that. Iron Skin probably would have been better here. I don't think we don't have a kit here to survive whites. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna make it. Do we even do Temper Flesh? No, we're just dead. That's basically all there is. I mean, if we had gear... I mean, if we did Iron Skin and Temper Flesh, it might be a fight. But right now we're totally hosed. Honestly, this is just one white hitting me. If it's ever more, it's over. Okay. So, I mean, that was like best case scenario. You can see we still got completely wrecked. So we also could have done Fire Shield. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Anyway, so that was unsuccessful, but, you know, I guess we weren't expecting all this whites to show up. So we're going to send... Who is this who died anyway? I think this guy was just coming to site search. Kenmoto. So sorry, Kenmoto. We are sending in Kenichi to come clean things up. So he's got Summon Earth Power Blessing, Legions of Steel. He's got 2 bracers, so that's going to do a lot of work on him. Iron Skin, Fire Shield. He should be able to kill. But you know, this is just a reason like not to be lazy in your scripting. The event was, I'll just show you the event, so if you see it, oh. Dark Spine. Oh, I guess it's not even showing up here, huh? Okay. So Zabalba has been permanently vanquished. And we're in proud possession of 2 capitals. We've got Femoria and Zabalba. And we now have to figure out what we want to do next. So I think we'll spend a little bit of time talking about that. And yeah, so on one hand we could take Agartha. It should be kind of easy, but it's not a great matchup for me. Just in that they could have Earthquake, which would kind of wreck my little Oni. Mind Blasting's not great against, or is not great for Dione, because I might not be able to get through my buff scripts if I try to use them as super combatants. They're also kind of weak. I'm kind of interested in having them as a neighbor, and killing them just makes me a little bigger and a little scarier, but doesn't really help me potentially win the game. And part of that is because Abyssia is the one I'm really scared about, in terms of it being a bad matchup for us. So I think we want to go ahead and get the move on them if we can. Because at some point they're going to attack us, and I know down here on this planet, they're still trying to kill Vanheim, and Vanheim and Oceania are a team, and they are just fighting scrappy as hell and staying in this. But I think they're fighting a losing war because Saramadia and Bandarlog are also in on this fight, and then Abyssia is also attacking. So it's a little bit much for them to manage. I don't think Russ is helping much, but I don't know. So, but anyway, by the time these guys finish processing Helheim, or I think, isn't that this nation? Yeah, Helheim. One second, let me turn my thing off. Okay, so anyway, by the time they process these guys, they're probably going to want to gang up on us, but I'm not sure. So that's kind of the reason, even though it's a bad matchup, it's a bad matchup I think we'll lose, and I would rather fight it while we can fight it head on and while these guys are still busy. So I think we're actually going to shift pretty quickly into fighting them. The other option, of course, is attacking Bandarlog, which would be a little tricky. It would probably be easier, and it would also get rid of the risk of the coalition falling apart. But there's a lot more people that could kind of jump in and mess with us. Like, basically, we're going to be sticking our toe on a big planet that I'm not sure we're ready to get on yet. And that's also the issue with moving down here to this planet. I think we have within us the means to conquer Niflheim. But if we do that, we're just going to be opened up to enormous amounts of raiding and mind hunting and all sorts of terrible things that we don't really want to deal with from Relay and from Atlantis. So I think this planet is like a big fat trap that we don't really want to get on unless we have to. Unless they invite us in. So if the ocean nations invite us in, we may do it. But so far they have yet to extend the offer, and I think I've asked a little bit. Been like, hey, do you want any help? And they're like, no, we're good. We're good. So I think we're going to deal with that, and we're going to go get rid of these guys in our next move. And I think we're going to go ahead and go to the next turn. In terms of what we are doing, we're just moving this army up here to get them ready to take this. Abyssia, not Abyssia, Lanka, I think, is going to try to steal this with the Charm Assassin. I don't know how well that's going to work or not work, but he's going to try it. Okay, next turn. Turn 41. Okay. We got a ton of fire gems from Lanka because we're going to be casting Eternal Pyre. A message from Femoria. Yes, if only I had one more turn, I could have gotten him back in the game, but I don't know how much of a difference it would have made. Thanks for the game. Really enjoyed it a lot. It was interesting to play solo in a team game. I was sort of more like a strong indie, something I've wanted to try for a while. I learned a lot myself, and we'll look forward to the next one. Cheers. So, cheers, mate. I guess I'm not doing a lot of outgoing diplomacy. I would have thought I would have sent something back to that, but anyway. Okay, Arcane Probing. We found a Starlit Pond, which I think is Astral 1. Yep. We found a magic site here, which is the Gorge of the Glowing Fish, I believe. It's just a Fire 1 site. This has been relinquished to me. And that is because there is a tower of the Adept of the Iron Order, and I need to recruit a few of them. I could have alternatively gotten some of these guys, but not as many of them are the Air Astral Cross path, which is what I really need, and these guys are going to give it to me reliably. And I need at least 2 or 3 of them. Okay, and we are fighting these stupid little whites who decided to come and attack us. So let's see if we've got our serp. We could still kind of get wrecked by decay. I think we're going to be alright. Okay, and this is, I think, the kind of one of the most vanilla Dione scripts. If you put better armor on them, you'll have much higher protection. But 34 is pretty damn high. And I think we're fatigue neutral. 5 encumbrance, and what is our fatigue? Our reinvigoration? 6, yeah, we should be fatigue neutral. 42. Okay. And you can see we are extremely killy. Do we have 2 weapons? We do. A burning blade and a flesh eater. And so we just go crazy. Oh, we have berserk. That's why our fatigue isn't going down. So we're just barely fatigue neutral. Okay. The necromancer himself has appeared. People have left. So, okay, a white mage has joined. So I'm glad we killed these guys before, because they would be a good bit harder with raised skeleton spam. And fortunately, I think this script will work plenty well against raised skeleton spam. We'll basically just outlast it. And then assuming that we go berserk, which we have, we will outlast him on the battlefield if we don't just actually chew through his things. So he routed, okay. So nice. And I think that's it. Okay, so we have reclaimed this. And you can see here we now have the Necromancer's Lair, which gives us 2 death gems. So that's kind of nice, but I think we can continue to get attacked here. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's a little bit of a liability. We're going to go ahead and site search it. And you can see we're site searching most all of this. We're getting pretty good coverage. If we just look... you know, I know a lot of you have said I've had really good luck finding things, and I have, but I'll just also point out that we've been pretty thorough. Like, these are, like, you can look at this and be like, oh, I've gotten everything, but you can only have 1 or 2. Like, we have, like, fire is searched basically completely up to level 2. Air is searched up to often 2, but sometimes 1. Water we've not really touched. Earth is 2 to 3. Astral is often it's 9, but at a minimum it's like 2, with the occasion, like with only one of them at 1. Death is basically 3 or 4. Nature is mostly 2. And then blood we're at 1. So anyway, we've basically done a lot of site searching. Holy 1, 2. So we've site searched a lot. We have opened ourselves up to the possibility of being lucky, and indeed we have been. So, I hope it continues. Now, I'm having really some questions about, do I want to go and raid Niflheim? It's very attractive because we're going to have an army here. I'm also making an Oni pit here. So I'm going to have 2 new Oni pits. One is going to be here and one is going to be here. But this one you can see we're just starting. We are moving any Oni we capture in this region, like in this Oni shed. And we are moving them south down here. And as they pile up, the unrest will increase. And as the unrest increases, well, then we will get more Oni. And to get it up a little faster, a little quicker, we're going to blood hunt some, because, you know, why not? And, yeah, I think that is about it for this turn. I think we can probably get in turn 42. Let me just check turn 41. Let's make sure. I want to double check I'm not missing diplomacy. Okay, not. Turn 42. This will be the last one for this episode. So, okay, we got 10 fire gems from Blanca. We cast Arcane Probing. We cast Contact Eye Tengu. We cast Arcane Probing. We found 2 magic sites, Earthblood Seepage and Murdering Mire, which is pretty sweet. This was right here where we just site searched after we found the Necromancer's Lair, so another 3 gems for our god. We found Meteorite Cliffs, which I think is a 2-gem site. Yeah, Earth and Astral. And yeah, so that's not bad. Another 5 gems for us per turn. And okay, coming down here, We can see Lanka is now on top of Femoria here with some undead chaff, and he has kind of just pinged inside. He just wanted to... Okay, here we go. Okay, and so he's taken the final fortress here of Fomoria's land. So Fomoria's been permanently vanquished, and we can see his Dominion candles have all been extinguished now too, and so our Dominion will quickly fill that back up, which is not super exciting since our Dominion is pretty freaking horrible. Okay, we killed some Scorpion Beasts. Some Indies attack here, but Lanka holds them off. And then I think that's it. So, yeah, that is the end of Femoria. Okay, what are we doing here? We're basically going to be... What is this guy? He's Earth 3? I'm not sure. He's probably just coming back. We're basically going to be getting ready to attack Abyssia. I think we're casting Eternal Pyre this turn on our god. So that's coming up. We are putting 206 into it. So in terms of how much of an overcast is it? Well, it requires 6 to cast. We're going to be 7 when we cast it. So I think that... I forget now. I think it's plus 5 effective overcast. And then we're going to put 126 into it. And 126 is just a random number. We have enough fire income where we can afford to do a really strong overcasting. If we didn't have a strong fire income, we probably would put it in at really close to 80, but it makes it really hard. Sometimes it's good to just be random with how much you put into stuff. Like a lot of times the first time these gem globals come up, they're low gems, because a lot of times that makes sense. You want to go ahead and start getting that extra income as soon as you can. But in this case, we're just going to put a ton into it. So there's a very good chance that somebody tries to override it with like 100 or with 80, and that because we put 120, it's not going to work. So anyway, that is that. And I think that's basically it. Right now we're doing a little bit of an eco focus. We made up to Alt 6, which is enough to get End of Weakness, and rather than go to Alt 7 and get Fog Warriors, I think it made more sense to go to Enchantment and get Mass Flight. It'll make it much easier for us to have a war against Abyssia, I think, if we can jump over those fort walls. So I think that's probably going to be our entrance criteria to that war, is in 2 turns we'll have that, and then we're going to run up Alteration. Army of Gold will also be really good if he's throwing out Firestorm already. I don't know if he has it researched, but if he does, we really are going to need Army of Gold. And... Okay, these guys are moving here. Yeah, okay. So not too much developing diplomatically. It's going to be a little bit of... I think and one of the things we'll talk about next turn is what is our assassin gear going to be for Dione, because Holy Scourge Abyssian assassins are literally oppressive. So we'll talk about what we have. I'm not going to do that here, but anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.